I'm Hugh Hewitt, recovering from laryngitis. I don't blame the Josiah Bartlett Center in New Hampshire, but my loss of my voice is coincident with my travel up there. Jonathan Williams, who is president and chief economist at our sponsor, American Legislative Exchange Council, knows the difference between correlation and causation, right, Jonathan? We cannot always link things that happen at the same time as a sequence. But I can link one thing. I want to begin by complimenting your social media team at ALEC. Every time you're coming on, like clockwork, an hour before the show, they post it up. They're really good at this. Where'd you find them?
Well, we got some great team members here at ALEC. We sure do. We're very proud of the great work that they do. And there's a lot of need for that to get the common sense ALEC message out there across the country.
And they do it better than anyone. Here's the bad news. Mr. Mamdani received 78% of the vote of people between the ages of 18 and 30, and 66% of the people between 30 and 44. Why did Mamdani win, and why is the approach that he is proposing so bad?
Well, it's an interesting case study here, Hugh, in that we've got an individual who's running as an open Marxist socialist, and yet his campaign theme centers in a word around one thing, and that was affordability. And when you think about, obviously, if you've been to New York lately, affordability has been a problem for a long time, but certainly something that resonates with folks that can't buy their first home or their first condo in the case of New York, or can't afford that $5,000 a month in a rent to live in Manhattan. And so he's tapping into a unmet need that I think a lot of folks at all age groups, but especially folks at the starting rung of their careers, are grappling with. And that was a smart move by his focus group and slick campaign staff that put his charismatic campaign together. Unfortunately for all of us, and especially for the folks of New York, is that all those big government ideas have been tried before, even in places like New York, and have come up far short, created a whole lot of failure around them. And so I think the challenge for those of us who believe in market-based innovation and ideas that power individuals is to actually come up with a competition of ideas and not just say no, but say, what are these free market things? And of course, as you know well, Hugh, that is exactly what we're up to at ALEC all the time.
Well, I did tell up in New Hampshire, I reminded people about rich states, poor states, and that they're not number one. Utah's number one and Florida's number two. And they grouse a little bit about that, but New Hampshire's near the top. Housing affordability is not going to get better in New York when they expand rent control. In fact, the opposite's going to happen, because rent control is a disincentive to building housing and apartments. I don't know why people don't understand that, Jonathan, after all these years. Rent control means fewer apartments and houses. It's not even up for debate.
Well, of course it does. I mean, rent control is one of those boneheaded ideas that fails the basic smell test of Economics 101. We know it doesn't work, and it's not just theory. As you mentioned, Hugh, it's in practice, not just in New York City, but in cities across the country that have tried that approach. A common sense thing that we've been really working on nationally in other states, we've seen, you've heard about the Montana miracle under Governor Gianforte and the legislators there, where they actually addressed the root problem of high housing costs, and that is needed supply-side reforms. There's a government bureaucracy, zoning rules that stand in the way of more supply going on market, and that's exactly what we're looking to address through smart ALEC model policies. But the other thing that you and I have talked about a lot, Hugh, on this show is one of the big drivers of housing costs generally now is property taxes. And that's where we think we have one of the best wins for the free market that we've seen in recent times. And that is our ALEC Truth in Taxation law that we're seeing states pick up across the country to say, let's be honest about what's driving property taxes, and that is government spending. At the heart of the matter, this is a government-caused problem, whether it's supply-side restrictions on housing or taxation and insurance costs.
Well, I know that people can get the details at richstatespoorstates.com. They should get the book, richstatespoorstates.com. It's absolutely free from alec.org/Hugh. You can get it there as well. But Jonathan, on the agenda for when I come down and see you and broadcast live from ALEC on December 2nd and 3rd in Fort Worth, is housing on the agenda? Because I can talk about housing all day long. It's the one thing I know really well.
Well, absolutely. It's going to be all over the agenda. In fact, Texas just did some great housing reform this past session that we're going to be talking about at the conference directly.
Well, as we line up the guests, you guys work with us to line up which people we talk to. You know our favorites, but School choice and housing are my two favorite issues of all. And they doubled the number of Hope scholarships in New Hampshire. Have you publicized that yet? They're very proud.
Absolutely. It's been a huge success. And obviously, when it comes to Texas, $1 billion of education freedom coming to families. Everything's bigger in Texas, Hugh, and we have a lot of great things to talk about.
I'm so looking forward to December 2nd and 3rd. If you want to join us, by the way, there are tickets available at alec.org/Hugh, ALEC.org/Hugh. Great sponsors and great friends. Jonathan Williams, as always, thank you. I'll be right back, America. Stay tuned.